In today's college game, redshirting has become a common practice for raw freshmen. What is uncommon is to be asked to redshirt as a senior. For specialist Andrew Ritter and Tyler Campbell, this unusual request came from Coach Freeze himself.
Tyler and I, we were at practice. It was a normal day, and Coach Freeze was just watching us kick, and he came up to both of us, and he was like, do y'all have redshirt years? And we were like, yes, sir. Neither one of us redshirted. And so he was like, well, we want to talk about that.
And that's kind of all he mentioned about it, and then we didn't think much of it. And then the summer, he mentioned us again, and he was kind of thinking outside the box as far as if he would have just let us all play. Me, Andrew Ritter, and Bryson Rose would have all been gone this season. He didn't want to have to go out and recruit a new kicker, a new punter his first season in, and he wanted to save us, and he could save some scholarships by not having to offer one.
Kind of threw us a curveball. Tyler more so. I actually had already been thinking. I was wanting to ask Coach Freeze if I could redshirt simply because I wanted to be able to have the opportunity to place kick.
My initial feeling was would be a good idea. I had kind of thought that might be a good idea for him anyway, but this isn't Little League, and you don't go to the coaches and bring stuff up like that. At least I don't.
First time we met, he said, "What would you think if I redshirted your son?" And I was like, "What?"
Actually, the way I happened to do was Jim Broadway walked on. Me and Coach Freeze were talking about it, and he was just like, if you're willing to sit out the first 2 games, and let's see what he has. So we had a handshake agreement that if Broadway could get us through the first 2 games, that I'd be done for the year.
So then I saw him again at the summer Meet the Rebel Day, right before the season started. Basically, I told him, he wanted my opinion, he wanted my blessing, and I told him I was going to just trust him.
I was thinking about it, and they actually gave me an extra semester to finish a 2nd degree in accounting, and also now I'm in grad school. And so, then the story, Broadway got us through the first 2 games, and we didn't look back from then.
Honestly, when they first announced Coach Freeze being hired, I watched the press conference, and at that moment, I said, darn, I wish we had that redshirt year back, because he started redshirted as his freshman year, and they pulled the redshirt in 3rd or 4th game. And I was like, gosh, I wish we had that redshirt back. And little did I know that it was going to happen. So it's been a blessing.
He and I both, we wanted to get our masters, and we want to be able to be here to do that. And with all the hype that's surrounding our football team right now, and our program and the school, that's something we want to be a part of. And so Tyler and I both sat down with our parents, and we sat down with each other, and we weighed the pros and cons. And when it came down to it, the pros heavily outweighed the cons. And Coach Freeze he's a genius, and he's very smart. He thinks outside the box all the time. And this might have been a little crazy to some people, but in the grand scheme of things, I think it worked out best for us. So we're excited to still be here. And like I said earlier, I'm not ready to get out of Oxford and leave Ole Miss just yet. So I'm very thankful I got redshirted.